Assalamualaikum, mi gente hermosa. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good, alhamdulillah. Hope you guys are doing good like always. Today, we're going to talk about why I fall in love with Islam. In this episode, I'm going to do my best to be able to explain my emotions better. And like always, there's no filter for anything I said. And whatever I said, don't take it personally. Don't forget to not take it personally, please. So I hope you guys are good. So let's start this now. So when I became Muslim, that was like around 2018. That's like, no, 2000. Okay. So let's start. I post about my story about Islam, how I found Islam, why I fell in love with Islam. But I have not done it on my podcast. So why not explain why I love Islam? A lot of people may ask why I do love it more than my previous religion that I grew up. So I start my journey with my religion since I was very little. I believe so because I always had ideas about religion, and even though I was raised in a Catholic family, in a Catholic environment, same with school, I always felt different about things that did not make sense to me, things that I had questions in, and a lot of my questions never got answered. People may like, well, maybe because you did not learn your religion and you did not went to school, maybe you did not read the Bible, you maybe never asked questions and all of this. First of all, I was raised in Spain, and you know Spain is like a really Catholic country, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty good with like knowing what Catholic means and know the religion. So it's not like I did not knew, and my family knew. They taught me. My mom had me go to school, like Sunday schools. So it's not like, it was just not for me. I never got my answers to the questions I had.
Assalamualaikum, mi gente
hermosa. Making clear of this, I'm not hating on any religion. I'm just talking about my personal religion journey. So don't take it personal. No hate comments. This is all about
How are you
love
guys doing?
and about
I'm doing good,
alhamdulillah. Hope you guys are doing good. Like
that said,
always.
I want to say
Today
let's
we're
go
going to
back.
talk about
So I had a lot of
why
questions.
I
My
found
questions
were
were
never
Islam.
answered, and if they were answered,
that's not what I believe.
So
how to
to
explain that? So if
be
somebody
able
tells you something,
to
it's up to you
explain
whether you want to
my
believe it or
emotions
not, but also
better.
how you feel about
And
that.
like always,
I
there's no
I
filter.
I
for
have this
anything
thing
I
that is
said,
like
and whatever I
emotions
said,
and
don't
like,
take it personally.
not
Don't
emotions,
forget
but
to
feelings.
not take it personally.
You will know when
please.
something's right and when
So I hope
something's
you guys
wrong.
are
You will
good.
feel it
So let's start
inside.
this now. So
You
when
like,
I
in
became
your
Muslim,
heart.
that was like
I don't know how
around
to explain it.
2018.
Maybe some people don't
like
understand that.
no,
Some
2000.
people are like,
Okay.
well, that's not
So
true.
let's start. I post about
Um,
my story about
like I said,
Islam,
my
how
journal
I found Islam,
is
why
me. This is
I
how
fell in
I
love
felt.
with Islam.
I cannot speak for
but
you, for
I
anybody
have not done
in
it on my
general. I'm talking
podcast.
for me.
So
So I always
why
had
not
questions.
explain
The answers
why I love
did not
Islam?
give
A
me.
lot of people may ask why I do
like,
love
oh
it
yes, that
more
makes
than
sense.
my
No.
other.
So time passed by.
previous
When I was in
religion
Spain,
that
my
I
best
grew up.
friend, she was
So,
from Algeria.
I start
and
my
she was
journey
there were
with my
Muslims.
religion.
I used to go to her
since
house
I
all
was
the
very
time.
little. I
we
believe
used to play
so
with the
because
Barbies
I
all the
always
time. Like,
had
okay,
ideas
whoever
about
like Barbies, please let me know.
religion. And even
Leave,
though I was
like,
raised
send me a
in a
message.
Catholic
I love Barbies,
family,
please,
in a
because
Catholic
I still love
environment,
Barbies,
and
and
I was
school,
a Barbie
I
girl when I was
always
little.
felt
Like
different
Barbie
about
everything.
things. I had Barbie
Things that did not make
purse,
sense to me,
or
things that I
like a
had
backpack.
questions in,
I had
and
a
a lot of
Barbie
my questions
shoes.
never got
I had
answered.
Barbie
People may like,
jacket. I
well,
had Barbie
maybe
jeans.
because you did not
my sheets for
learn
my bed were
your
Barbie,
religion and you did not
everything. Like
went to
I
school,
love
maybe you
Barbie.
did not
And I still have some of
read
my
the Bible,
Barbies
you
from when I
maybe
was
never
little.
asked questions and
But yeah,
all
I
of
love
that.
that.
First of all, I was
and
raised
everything
in
was
Spain,
pink, of course.
and you
So
know
let's go
Spain
back.
is like a really Catholic
so my
country,
friend was
and I'm pretty
Muslim,
sure
and
that's
that's
pretty
when I got
good with
exposed to
like
Islam.
knowing
In a
what
quick little
Catholic
thing, you know?
means
"Oh,
and
what
know
is
the
this?"
religion.
And
So
I
it's
was
not like
"What is
I did
going
not
on? Like,
knew,
why you have so much food
and my family
all
knew.
of this?" And
They
it was
taught
because of
me.
Ramadan.
My mom
Because
had
we
me
were
go
little,
to
I don't think my
school,
friend
like
was
Sunday
fasting
schools. So it's not
that
like
time,
and maybe
you
she
know?
was. It was not for the
It
whole
was just
period of time.
not
Like
for me.
the whole
I never
day.
got my answers
But
to
like
the questions I
so
had.
I kind of got exposed
So,
to it. I was like,
making clear of this, I'm not hating on any
I was
religion.
little,
so I think that really
I'm just
put attention
talking
to it, so
about
I just,
my
it was there, but
personal
I let it
religion
I just journey.
push it away.
So
time
don't take it
passed by,
personal.
I moved to the US.
No hate comments.
to the
This is all
US, I
about
was
love
exposed
and
to
about
more
believing in
religions.
God, and that's pretty
So,
much all.
so with that
away
said,
from
I went Catholic.
So yes, let's go back.
Lutheran.
So I had a lot of questions.
Oh my god, I
My
can't
questions
think
were
of-
never answered.
but there was a
and
bunch.
if they were answered, that's not what
and
I
when
believe.
I went to
So,
school,
how do I explain
that was
that?
not when I was in
So if
high
somebody
school.
tells you something,
I was
it's up to
still
you
like
whether you want
my
to believe
parents
it or
used
not,
to,
but
like,
also how
always
you
go
feel
to
about
church
that.
on Sundays.
I
Not all the time,
I
but
had this
it
thing
was
that
a
is
thing,
like
an
an
emotion
for us
and
to go.
like,
Not
and
emotion, but
to
feeling,
not forget that was
you
our
will know when
religion,
something's right
and
when
even at
something's wrong.
home,
You will
like
feel
it was
inside,
like a
like,
statement
in
that we
your
were
heart.
Catholic.
I don't know how to
Like
explain
holidays
it.
and stuff.
Maybe some
Like
people
it
don't
was
understand
like
that.
it was
like,
passed
well,
to
that's
me.
not true.
Maybe
don't know.
because
Like
they
I said,
add it as
my
my culture
journal
or religion
is me.
together. You know,
This is
But,
how
like,
I felt.
I
My
cannot
religion
speak for
was
you
there when I was a little
or
girl. and I
anybody
grew up.
in general.
I'm
Okay,
talking
so
for
from
me.
that,
I always had questions. The answers
I
did not
thought like
give me
other kids in school that were Muslim.
like, oh yes,
at
that
my
makes
school there
sense.
was not
No,
that
but
many
time
Muslims
passed by
because when I was in
majority were,
Spain, my best friend
American.
she was from
And by Americans,
Algeria,
I can say
and there were
a big
Muslims.
amount of
I used to go to her house all the time.
white people.
We used to play with the Barbies all
Like
the time.
gringos.
Like, okay,
And then
whoever
also like
liked
African
Barbies,
Americans,
please let me
not that
know.
much, but there was
Leave,
some.
like
Send me a
Hispanic.
message.
Like
Hey,
I
I
can
love
count
Barbies, please,
with my
because
fingers,
I
and I
still
think
love Barbies.
when
And
I was there,
a Barbie
like, when I started
girl when
going
I was
to high
little.
school,
Like,
they were like
Barbie
5.
everything. I had a Barbie
Like
purse or
yeah,
like
around
a backpack.
5, 7.
I had a Barbie
as-
shoes.
Yeah,
I had
5 or
Barbie
7.
jacket.
Not
I had
that many.
Barbie
Let me think.
jeans.
Nope, not that many.
everything.
So
My sheets
in high
for my
school,
bed
never
were
really put
Barbie,
attention to it. I
everything.
still
like like I said, we used to go to
and I still have
church,
some of
we
my
tried,
Barbies from
like,
when I
our
was little
religions,
there.
but yeah, I love
my
that.
friends
I was
were also
and everything was pink,
Catholic,
of course.
so
So let's go
for
back.
our quinceañera, I have to like
Yes,
I
so my
friend was
didn't have like a
Muslim,
church
and
kind of
that's
event,
when
but
I
my
got
friends
exposed
did. So you know,
to
like I
Islam
used to go to church
in a quick little
and, like,
thing,
I knew
you know?
all
I was
of
like,
it.
oh, what is
So
this?
it was like
And
I was not
I was
involved.
like, what
in
is
it.
going
I
on?
was.
Like,
By the
why
time I
you
was a
have so much
senior
food
in high school,
all of this,
that's
and
when
it
I
was
started
because
to
of
be like,
Ramadan.
okay, like, away from
because we were
me
little, I don't think my
having, like,
friend was fasting
sports or things that I
that
like
time,
to do.
and maybe
I
she
also
was.
want to be
It
stronger
was not
in
for
my
the whole
religion.
period.
So
of
then
time,
I
like,
will
the whole
go
day.
to church.
But like
I
you
used
know,
to go to
so I kinda
church.
got
I used
exposed
to be
it.
like, okay, I
I
want
was
to
like,
read
oh,
the Bible. I
kinda
want to
wanna know, but
figure out
you know,
things.
I was
okay.
little, so I
Like,
didn't
all
really
those
pay
things.
attention
And
to
of
it.
course,
So
it's
just,
not like
it
I
was
was
there,
like
but I
saying
left it.
to
Like,
everybody,
I
"Oh,
just
I'm doing this. I'm
push
going
it
to
away.
church."
No,
So time
like,
passed
it's
by.
my
I moved to the
personal
US.
journey. I'm not
and I
sharing
moved to
it
the
with
US.
anybody
I
what I
was
was doing
exposed
and
to
why and
more
how and when.
religions. Like
No,
so
but at that time, I also
away
used to,
from
like I was like,
Catholic,
you know, I'm open
Lutheran,
to go see other
oh my God, I can
churches
think
too.
of not
But there was a
only-
bunch.
Sorry, there's something there.
And
not only
when
not
I went
only
to
to
school,
my church, but I
that
will
was
go
not
to
when I
other
was in high
churches
school
because
because I was still
I
looking
was
for those
still, like,
answers that
my
I
parents used
for
to,
the
like,
questions. I was
always
still
go to
looking
church
for
on
the answers to my
Sundays.
questions.
Not all the time,
and with that,
but I was
it
like,
was a
okay,
thing, an
maybe
effort
if
for
I
us to
go
go
to different church, I
and
may get
to
the
not
answer
forget
there. That was
so
our
we're not- I'm
religion,
not gonna go
and
do
even
it.
at home,
So I
like
used to go
it was
to like a
I think the only
statement
church
that,
that I
Catholic,
went the most
like
was
holidays and
a
stuff.
Lutheran
Like
church,
it
and
was
there I was like, okay,
you know, it was passed
same.
to me.
My questions are answered,
Maybe
but I
because
will go.
they add it
You
as
know,
a
'cause I was like,
culture,
this is my
religion,
religion.
together, you know.
I want to
But,
be
like,
stronger with it. I want to
my
have a
religion
connection
was
with
there
it,
when I
but
was a little
nothing.
girl and I
like,
grew up.
It was
Okay, so from that,
I believe in God. So I'm
thought,
like, I did not
other
believe
kids
in God.
school that were
You know, but it
Muslims.
was like
At my
the
school there was not
questions
that
I
many
had,
Muslims
they
because the
never got
majority
answered.
were
Time passed by. I went
Americans,
to college,
and by Americans I
university,
can
however
say
you call it,
a big
in
amount of
whatever part you are.
white people.
And then
Same. I was like
now
gringos.
at this time
and
I was
then
actually
also
exposed
like African Americans.
to
Not that much,
many
but there was
different
some
religions.
Hispanic.
But it's
like
same.
I can
I was-
count
my
with
friends
my
were
fingers. And I think
Catholic.
when I was there,
I
like,
did
when I
have
started going
Muslim
to high school,
friends,
there were
but
like 5.
you know, I don't know what
Like,
I always was
yeah,
like
around
oh,
5,
like
7.
I want to ask.
Like,
yeah,
but I always
5
was
or
like,
7.
no, because I
Not
don't
that
have
many.
Let me think.
I don't
Nope,
want.
I don't know how to
many.
ask. So I don't know why I was so scared to ask.
I still,
Because I know it's like now,
I said,
if I was that person, I
like
tried,
like
I asked them, they would be so happy to answer me some questions.
So
but I don't know why I was so scared.
So
I was in that journey of finding the answers to my questions.
church kind of event,
but my friends did.
So you know, like
everything
I used to go to church,
closer
and, like, I knew
to
all
find an
of it.
answer. Nothing.
So it was like I was not involved in it. I was. By the time I was a senior in high
it was like
school,
my senior
that's when
year,
I started to be like,
when I was
okay,
almost
like, away
graduating,
from
I
having
my
like,
work, sports,
where I was
things
working
that I like
at that
to do. I
time,
also want to be
the community
stronger
there
in my
was
religion.
So
So
then
like,
I will
the
go to
majority,
church.
I can say they were Muslims. Our clients
be like, okay,
they were Muslims, and I got exposed to it, like
figure out things, okay,
big time,
like all those
like,
things. And of
big
course,
time.
it's not like I was like
And
saying to
there,
everybody,
I
oh,
was
I'm
like,
doing this, I'm going to church.
Maybe
No,
like
it's my
the
personal
lights
journey. I'm not sharing it with anybody what I'm doing and why and how and
Maybe
when.
I should
Like
ask
no,
questions.
but at that time,
But I
I
also
say,
used to
like
I was like,
you
I
know,
don't
I'm
want to.
open
I'm
to
scared,
go, like I don't know, see
I have
other
to ask
churches
without being rude.
too. Not only
So I was saying,
that's
I
something
did not
there.
ask,
not
but
only to my
watch.
church, but
And
I will
one
go
thing
to
I
other
always
churches
like, because
I
I was
even said
still
in the other
looking for
video,
those
you
answers that I
carry
for
your
the questions.
religion,
I
but
was
your
still looking
actions,
for the
you-
answer to my
how
questions.
you
And with
are as
that,
a
I was like,
person,
okay,
it can be by
maybe
the way you
if I
dress,
go to
by the
different
way you
church,
do
I may get the answer
gestures,
there.
so
By the
why
way
not?
you
I'm just
talk.
gonna go do it.
By
So
the
I used to
way,
go to
like, you know what I mean? So
I
with
think
that
the
said,
only church that
I used
I
to
went
watch,
the most was a
and
Lutheran
all
church,
this
and there I was like,
disgusting
okay,
things there on
same.
social
My
media,
questions got answered
on TV,
but I will
all
go,
of these
you know, 'cause
things
I was like,
where
this is my
men,
religion.
Muslim men
I want to
treat
be
that
stronger
their
with it. I want to have a
women,
connection with it,
but
they make them
nothing.
submissive,
Like,
and like they hit them and
Like,
this and that. Like I believe in God. If I'm
And,
like him, I
like,
did not believe in God, you know. But it was
all
like
of
the
those bad things.
questions I had, they never got answered.
Like,
Time passed by. I went to
like,
college.
I don't want to
university,
offend anybody, but
however
like there were
you
so many
call
things.
it in
And
whatever
I'm not
part
saying
you
that
are.
this things don't
And
happen.
then
Same.
now at this
everywhere,
time I was actually
there's always
exposed any type
to
of abuse,
many
not only
different
for women,
religions.
also for men.
But it's
kids,
same. I was
all of my
like,
friends
which
were
I'm not gonna talk about
Catholic.
that.
I did have Muslim friends,
So,
but you know, I don't know.
when
Like
I saw with my own eyes, I was like,
okay,
oh,
all this
like,
stereotypes,
I want to ask,
all
like,
this
but I always
bad
was like,
comments
no, because I don't want to
to
like
Muslims.
I don't
and
want.
to
I don't know how to
Islam,
ask.
and
I don't
all
know
of
why
this
I was
is
so
not
scared to ask,
true at all.
because I know it's like
And
now is I was
I
with
also
that
got
person.
to see other people's
like, if
culture, which
I
I
asked
really
them, they would
enjoy
be
it. I
so
really
happy to
have
answer
fun.
me.
Because I
answer me
like
some
to
questions,
see other people's
but I don't know why I was so scared.
and like
So still,
learn
I was
from
in that
them
journey of finding
and
the answer to
compare
my
the things
questions.
that are
Same,
similar
I was
and
going
a
to
lot of
church,
things
I
that
was
I
trying
was raised on,
everything
and I was taught
to
like
get
I was
closer,
like,
you
to
know,
find an answer. How do I say like my
then 2000
my base
okay, I don't
of,
know, but
like,
it was like
me,
my
who I am
senior
now-
year
to be who I am
and
now,
when I was almost
where,
graduating.
my
a lot
work
similar where I
to
was working at that
Arab and
time.
Desi culture,
The community there was
and
even
like
the majority.
and
I
even
can say
like,
they were
you know,
Muslims. Our
it was,
clients, like they were
very-
Muslims,
there
and
was
I
a
got
lot of things that
exposed
were
to it,
similar.
like,
And with
big
that, I was
time.
like we have
big
so much
time.
stuff in common.
And
that's where I was like,
I
like,
want to ask questions.
so
So
that's
that's
where
where
sorry, I'm
like
clicking over
the
here.
lights turn on.
That's where I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask this to somebody, you know.
Maybe I should
and
ask
I
questions.
was like,
But
I was like, you
I'm
know,
like, I don't
what
want
did I
to.
say?
I'm scared.
I was like, oh, like I don't know.
I love
have
your
to
hijab,
ask
without being
mashallah.
rude.
I'm gonna say mashallah
So I was
because
saying, I
knew
didn't
the word,
ask,
but it was
but
very
I
nice. And then she was
And
like,
one thing I always
thank
like,
you,
I even said in the
Jazakallah.
other
And
video,
then I was like, oh,
carry
like,
your
what does
religion,
Jazakallah
by your
mean? And
actions,
she
how
explained
you,
to me. I was like,
how
oh,
you are
nice.
as a
And
person.
then she was like, yeah,
it can
and
be
you
by
like,
the way you
if
dress,
you want to
by the way
compliment
you
somebody, you
do
can say
gestures,
mashallah. And then she
by
was
the way
like,
you
you
talk,
explained what
by the
mashallah
way-
means.
like, you
I
know
was
what I
like,
mean?
oh,
So
okay, thank
with that
you.
said,
You know,
I always used to watch
and like little things like that. And
and
I will ask
all
like my
this
friends like to teach
disgusting
me so I can
things
speak
there on
Arabic,
social
my
media,
customers
on
or the
TV,
main
all
words,
of
and they
these
would tell me.
things where
So I learned how to
men,
say
Muslim men
assalamu
treat that their
alaikum, and I was
woman,
like, and they make them submissive, and like they hit them, and this and
I did
that.
not say it like
And
this
then,
beautiful.
like,
Okay, for me, saying
all of
assalamu
those bad
alaikum
things.
the way I say it now,
like that they're
mashallah,
like
it has improved so much.
I don't want to offend
from when
anybody,
I
but
started
like there were
it.
so many things, and little
And
things like
I'm not
little
saying
words like that,
this
like
things don't happen. Shukran.
every. And maybe I was saying it
Everywhere,
wrong. So those
There's
who
always
any
speak
type
Arabic,
of abuse,
not
correct
only
me,
for
please.
women, also for
I'll
men.
appreciate it. I'm
kids,
saying it wrong.
all of
this, which I'm not gonna talk
and
about
little
that.
things like how are you, which I'm not gonna say it here
So
because
I,
you know when I
know
saw
how
it
to
with my
say it,
own
but
eyes, I was like,
I'm
okay, all
very
this is
embarrassed of my
stereotypes,
accent,
all this
so
bad
I don't try to
comments,
speak Arabic
because
Muslims
like no.
into
I will pick some
Islam,
words out of it
and
because
all of
I
this is
like
not
have
true
learned
at
like
all.
I can pick up words in a
And
conversation,
I also
But I
got
would
to
never
see other
reply
people's
to you
culture,
because
which I really
I'm
enjoy
like,
it. I
I'm so
really
nervous.
have fun because I like
I
to
don't
see
know.
other people's culture and
So
like
with that said,
learn from them.
I was like, okay,
and
and then
compare the
I
things
was
that are
like,
similar and
like a lot of things that I
these
was
things are
raised on,
interesting
and I
to
was
me.
taught,
Like I
know
was
more,
like,
and it
you
was
know,
like
my
at that
how
point I
do I
was like,
say
okay,
like
I'm gonna
my
like ask more questions,
my base
like slowly, you know,
like me who
not
I
to
am
go
to be
full,
who I
like,
am
"Keep-
now.
what does this mean?
Where
Like,
tell me your
sorry.
religion.
They were a
Explain,
lot
like,
similar.
I was like, you know what? I'm
to
just going
Arab
to
and
I don't
Desi
I knew
culture
where to get a Quran
and
or
even
any of that.
so I
and
went
even like
on
you know
Google and,
and
was,
then
like,
I put
very there
like
was a lot of things that
Islamic
were
book.
similar,
And
then
with
the Quran
that, I was
came,
like,
and then
like
we
we
have
have
so much
I was
stuff
like,
in
okay, so I'm
common,
gonna Google now.
and that's where I was
Quran
like,
app.
I want
So
to
then
ask
I
questions.
downloaded
So that's
one.
where sorry, I'm
And
clicking
this
over here.
one, like
That's
you
where
click
I was
on
like,
it,
oh,
and
I
then
will read it
I'm
for
gonna
you
ask
in
this to somebody,
Arabic, and
you
then it
know.
will teach,
And
like, it
I
would
was
tell you
like,
in
like I
English,
was like, you know,
it would be like the word
what
in
did I say?
Arabic and
I was
also
like,
in
oh,
English,
like,
which I really
I love your
like it.
hijab, mashallah. Looks,
And I was like,
I'm gonna say
oh,
mashallah
because
because
I
that
then knew
point,
the
that's
word,
where I
but it was like
start
very
reading
nice.
more. And then she was
And,
like,
you know,
thank you, jazakallah.
but at this time
and
I never
then
told
I was like,
anybody
oh,
about
I was like,
my
what does
journey
jazakallah mean?
about
And she
anything.
explained to
Like
me. I
this was like
oh, nice.
top
I was like-
secret.
and then she was like, yeah, and you like
Top
if you want to
secret of
compliment
Jessica's
somebody, you can
life.
say
Nobody knows.
mashallah.
And she was
and then
like,
from
you
there,
explained what
one time I
mashallah
was
means.
talking to a
I
friend.
was like, oh, okay,
and
thank
then
you.
I was like,
you know what, like
I
and
have
like little
this
things like that.
and then I will
Beliefs
ask like my
about
friends like
God
to
and
teach
about
me so I
Jesus,
can speak
who
Arabic,
Jesus is,
my customers or the main words, and they would
all
tell
those
me
things.
like
So
what
I learned how
happens
to
after
say
you die
assalamu
and all
alaikum,
these
and I was
things.
like, this was done before
And
I
then,
this
I
like
mean,
this
I did not say it
conversation that I
like
had with my
like
friend
this
was
beautiful.
before I
Okay,
read
for me,
the Quran.
saying
assalamu alaikum
I
the
had
way I say
downloaded
it
the
now,
Quran, but I
mashallah,
never had played
it
it.
has
So I just had
improved
it
so
on my
much
phone.
from when I started,
I had it on my
and
phone, but I
little
never
things, like,
played it
little
or
words
did
like that.
anything.
like
So then I was
shukran,
like,
and
maybe
maybe
you know
I
what,
will say
like
it wrong.
whatever.
So
Just
those
gonna
who speak
leave
Arabic,
it there,
correct
not
me,
do
please.
anything about
I
it.
will appreciate it.
And then
I'm
time
saying it
passed
wrong.
by, and that's when I had this
And little
conversation
things
with a
like,
friend.
how are you?
And I was
Which
like,
I'm
you know
not
what,
gonna
this is
say
what I
it here
believe about
because
this and this and this. And
I
this.
know
My
how to say
friend
it, but I'm
look at me
very
like
of
if
my
you can
accent,
watch my
so
video,
I
you
don't try
like,
to speak Arabic
just for
because
this part.
like no. I will pick some words out of it because
was like,
I
what?
like,
And
have
then we were
learned
like,
I can pick up
like,
words in a
do you know
conversation.
about Islam?
But I
Like,
would
do
never
you know
reply
about the
it to you
Quran and
because
stuff?
like what they
I'm
say about
like,
Jesus
I'm
and
so
what they say
nervous.
about this and
And
this and this.
and I was like,
I don't
no,
know.
like not really. I have never
So
done
with
any
that
research
said,
in Islam
I was like,
or
okay.
any
And
studies
then,
or anything
I
like
was
that.
like,
You know,
so
these things.
so my friend was like, you need to
know
like
more.
when
And it was
like at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna. My friend was
like,
like, you
ask
need
more
to.
questions.
You will get your
Like,
answers there. Like
slowly, you know,
like
not to go
not your answers,
full,
like
like,
you
what does this
will.
mean? Like,
what you're
tell me
telling me
your
is in
religion,
the
explain,
Quran.
like,
And
then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to.
I was like,
I did not knew
like,
where to get a Quran.
I was like, okay,
or any of that.
sounds good,
So
you know. But
when
my
my
friend
friend
was
was
Googled
very
and then
shocked,
I put.
and I was like,
Islamic
book.
like, what did
And
I
then
thought
the
I said
Quran
something
came,
wrong,
and
you
then
know,
they
because I
show,
don't
like,
know.
my
My
friend
friend
did
did
that.
that.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
okay,
okay, like
so
maybe
then
I'll
I
have to know.
downloaded one.
So
And
I was
this
very
one,
like,
I was like,
you
wow,
click on it,
okay,
and it will read it for
maybe.
you. And
Arabic,
what does that
and then they would
mean?
teach,
Is that a
like, it would
signal
tell
to
you
start
in
reading the Quran in my
English,
phone?
and it would be
Okay,
like
and
the
from
words in
there,
Arabic and also
I
in English,
started reading
which
the
I
Quran.
really
That's
like
when
it.
I found a
And I
lot
was
of
like,
my
so then
beliefs
from
to
that
be
point,
backed
that's
up
where
by
I
something.
started reading
So I was like,
more,
okay, I'm not crazy.
and,
It's
like,
not like
you
I
know,
grew up with this
but at this
weird
time, I
thing in
never
my
told
head
anybody
about all
about
of this
my
stuff.
journey,
Like, no,
about
it's
anything.
right
Like,
here.
this was like
Are
top
all
secret.
my answers. And
Top secret
honestly,
of
when
Jessica's
I
life. Nobody knows.
found the answers
And then
to
from there,
this, one time I was talking to a friend.
When I found the
and
answers,
then I was
to
like,
this,
you
I
know
was
what?
so
Like,
happy
I
with
have
myself
this
because
beliefs about
I was
God
like, I'm
and
not
about
crazy,
Jesus,
who Jesus is,
and there was something to back me up.
like what
from
happens
this.
after
So
you
I was
die,
very
and
happy about
all these
that.
things.
And
Like,
this
I
was done before this
I felt
like
very
this conversation that I had with my friend was before I
so
read
happy
the
about
Quran.
it because I was like,
I had downloaded the Quran,
I
but I
still
was
don't have
I never
words
had
to
explain
explain
right?
how I
So I
felt,
just had it on my
knowing that I
phone. So
was
then,
not
so
knowing that
then I had it
answers
on my
to
phone, but I
And
never
with that,
played
I
it
was
or
like,
did
okay, that
anything.
makes sense.
And
Like,
so
what
then
I'm
I was
doing, what I'm
like,
saying makes sense.
you know what, like whatever, I'm just gonna
I was just like
leave it there
because I
and
was
not do anything about it. And then
I
time
think
passed
this
by,
was
and that's when I
after
had
I
this conversation with a friend.
graduated.
And I was like,
All
you know
of
what, this
that,
is what I believe about
like,
this and this
well,
and this and
okay.
this.
So I was
My
happy
friend
and I was up, like,
look at me
super happy.
like if you
And
can watch
then
my video
during
this time
just
when
for
I
this
found
part,
about Islam,
I was going
like, what
other
and
stuff,
then
like,
we were like,
personally,
like
that I was
do you know
very,
about
I
Islam?
don't know.
Like, do you know about the Quran?
You know, I was not doing
like
it.
what
And
they say
then,
about Jesus. And what
you know,
they
when
say
I
about
found
this
about
and this
Islam,
and I was like,
I felt like
no,
something
like,
hit
not
my
really.
heart.
I have never done
And
my
I was
research
there,
in Islam,
but then
or any
a lot of
studies
things
or anything
happened,
like that.
and then
Like
from
so,
where I was
so my
like,
friend was
researching
like,
about
you need
Islam.
to.
Like,
When
over here,
like,
and I was like going through.
my friend was like, you
figuring
need to.
Islam because I already
You will
have
get
found
your
the answer
answers
for
there.
Islam,
Like
and
you, like
all
the
the
things,
answers,
right?
but like you will.
This
What you're
point,
telling me
I
is in the
stopped.
Quran
And
Islam, because I was going
I was
through
like,
a lot of
oh,
things.
personally,
I was like,
and
okay,
then,
from
sounds good,
how I
you know,
went back
but
to
my
Islam
friend was
very
because,
shocked. One time
I
I
was
was
like,
driving,
like, what did
from
I
a
thought I
store
said something
back
wrong,
home.
you know?
Actually,
I don't
no,
know.
I was
Did
driving
that.
around.
I was like, I don't know if other people do
like,
this,
maybe I
but
I was
used
very,
to,
like,
and
and
sometimes I
wow,
still do
okay,
it. I
maybe.
used to drive around, like
What
drive
does that
to
mean?
places,
Is that a signal
or like
to
that?
start
Like
reading
I
the
would
Quran on my
drive
phone?
around to where I can
from
see
there,
like
there's
I
about,
start
like,
reading the Quran. That's
the
when
rivers
I
will
found
go
a lot of
and
my
drive all the
beliefs
way
to be backed up
there,
by
like, go
something.
through the
So I was like,
bridge-
okay, I'm not
bridge
crazy.
and, like,
It's
see
not
the
like I
beautiful
grew up with
lights
this weird
with
thing in my
favorite
head
music,
about all of
okay,
this stuff.
so I love to do that.
No, it's
I don't know if other people do, but if you do, please let me know, because I love to do that.
Honestly,
I love to drive.
when I
my
found the
music,
answers,
and I can
to
be grabbing
this,
like my favorite drink and like be in my car.
when I found
and,
the
like,
answers
all of
to
that.
this,
I
was
love to
so
do that.
happy with myself.
So I was doing
because
that, and
I was
during this
like,
time,
I'm not
music was not
crazy,
helping, driving was not
and,
helping, drinking my
there was
favorite
something
coffee was
to
not
back
helping,
me
or
up
my favorite drink. I don't even
from
remember.
this. So I was very happy.
So
about
none of that was
and
helping.
I can
Um,
explain it.
And my
like,
friends
how
were
I
trying to
felt,
help me, but nothing was
I
working.
felt
It's
very
like, you know,
good
when you're that
because
at that
I felt
stage,
like so happy
you
about it.
nothing's
because
gonna
I was
help
like, I don't know
you.
how to explain
Only
it. I
yourself
honestly,
is gonna
I still
help you
don't
to
have
get
words
out
to
of that
explain
place
how I
and
felt,
to be
knowing
back
that
to
I was
yourself, to
not
figure out
knowing
what
that
is
I had
wrong,
answers to
how
it.
to
And
fix
with
it, and
that, I
how
was
not
like,
to let it
okay,
happen
that makes
again,
sense.
and like, you know,
Like what I'm
only
doing,
you
what I'm
can do
saying,
that.
like
Nobody else. And also, well, Allah, like
all
God,
this, like,
religion,
everything. Because I was
Islam
this was
will help you too.
I think this was after
that's
I
how I found my
graduated
answer.
through
So
all of
I was
that
driving,
like,
and I was
well,
back home.
okay, so I was
and
happy,
I don't
and
know
was
why,
like
so
super happy. I
and
was
then
on a stop
during
sign
this time,
and I
when
don't know why
found
this light
about
was taking
Islam,
forever. Like
I was going
other stuff,
but I don't.
like,
I feel like it should not
personally,
take forever
that I
to
was
turn
very-
green.
I
But
know,
this
I
light
know.
took forever. So then I
was
was like,
not
you know
doing
what?
it. And
I was
then,
doing Islam.
you know, when I
something's
found
gonna go
about
back to it.
Islam,
I'm gonna
I
keep
felt
studying
like
it and
something
this and that,
hit
and finish
my
where I
heart.
was. So I put the Quran,
And it was
I
there.
went open the app,
But then
and
a lot of things
then
happened,
I click
and then
on,
from
I don't know what
where
surah I was like
surah
researching
was,
about
but I'm
Islam.
pretty sure
It was like over here
of
and
that
I was like
going
going
to
to
happen,
happen, figuring
and I will
Islam
find
because
it.
I already have found the answer for Islam.
And then so I grabbed my
all
phone,
these things, right?
and I play
at this
the
point
first
where I was
I
left
stopped,
on,
and
with
it was
Islam,
reciting the
because I was
Quran,
going through a lot of
and
things
with
personally,
and then
of
okay.
how I went back
So,
to Islam
and
was
what's the word?
because
And the
one
Quran started
time I
playing,
was
and
driving
then,
from
I
a store
felt
back home.
Actually, no. I was driving around. I don't know if other people do this, but I used to,
and I
sometimes I still
felt
do it.
like
I used to drive around,
like drive
was
to places
places,
or
like
like that.
so
Like I would
tight
drive around to where
I
I can
felt
see,
it
like,
in my entire
like there's about
entire body.
the rivers. I will go
and
and drive all the way
there.
It was a hug
like,
that
go
I
through
was
the bridge,
I needed it,
and like see the beautiful lights.
this hug helped
my
me
favorite music.
to honestly
Okay, so I love to do that.
from this.
I don't know if other people do,
and
but if you do,
cry
please
my
let me know,
eyes
because
out.
I love to do that. I love to drive and so
My
badly,
music,
and I
feel
can be
like I'm
grabbing
not
my
like
favorite
focusing on the
drink
video,
and,
so
like, be
it
in
kind of
my
helps
car
me
and,
like all of that.
Help makes me
I
more
love to do
emotional
that.
to talk about it, because
So
it's only
I
my
was doing
recording,
that,
my voice
and-
only.
but
This
I
time,
felt
music was
because
not
it was
helping.
hugging
Driving
me,
was not
my
helping.
entire body was
Drinking
like,
my favorite
and
coffee was
I
not
felt
helping,
this
or my favorite
type
drink.
of
I don't even remember. So none of that was helping.
or I don't know how to explain it.
And my
like,
friends were trying to help me,
something
but
that was
nothing
like-
was working. It's like, you know, when you're
Like,
opening
like, at that
like all my
stage,
everything,
all my
nothing's
emotions
gonna
and
help
everything
you.
out,
Only yourself is
and
gonna help
I
you to
had
get
to
out of
pull
that
over.
place.
So I
And
pulled
to be
over
back to yourself.
I was
because I was
wrong,
crying,
how to fix it, and how
I pulled
not
over,
to let it
and
happen
then I
again.
was just like,
and
like, you know,
crying,
only you can do that.
crying.
Nobody else. And also,
And
Allah.
and
Like,
God,
I was
religion,
crying, and
Islam
then I was very
will help
I
you
felt
too.
like I had to stop even the
That's how
Quran.
I found
And
I
so
felt like
driving,
now I
and
believe
I was
it
going back
was
home.
Allah.
It helped
And
me.
I don't know why So I was
heal.
on stop sign,
and it took all of
and
this
I don't know why
pain
this
away
light was
from
taking
me.
forever.
Like,
And then,
but I feel like it should not take
from
forever
me.
to turn green. But this light took forever. So then
I was like, you know what? I was doing this Salam, so I felt like I was able to breathe again. Keep studying it and this and that and
like,
finish where I was.
So I put the Quran.
I felt like I was able
to
breathe again.
And
like
then
I took
I
click on
deep breath.
Surah, and
Surah
I felt like, oh my god,
but I'm pretty
air
sure
was coming in.
Screenshot of
like
that.
Finally, after so long, after so much time, I felt
so I grabbed my
finally,
phone and I
was able to breathe,
the first
to be
where I was
fine,
left on,
to be able to be happy,
it was
to
actually
actually smile because it meant that I was like happy. And that night, I was like, you know what?
So
like
this
like
and the light. What's the
this
word?
is a sign.
This
and
is
the Quran started playing,
and then
my questions got
felt
answered. Every time I was reading the Quran, I fell in love with it more and more. And when I was going through all this stuff personally, that's when I stopped.
And I felt
with like
something
like reading more and stuff.
was
like
hugging me,
this
like
is
so
sign.
tight.
This is something
where
this meant
I
something
felt it,
in
and
my
then with that, I was like,
entire
you know what, I'm
body.
just,
This is it.
and
That's it. Tomorrow is the day.
it was a
Where I'm
hug.
gonna
Go
go
to work and ask somebody
who's
Muslim
hug
to
help me figure out how
to
you become Muslim,
honestly
because I didn't know
break
how you
from
become
this
Muslim.
and
like,
cry
I don't
my
know.
eyes
So I
out
asked them.
so
badly.
and I
The
feel
next
like
day, I
that
was
like focusing on the video, so it kind of helps.
And I was like feeling better.
Makes me more
I was
emotional to talk
smiling.
about it
I
because
was
it's only
back to my
recording,
Jessica
my voice
self
only.
again.
But I felt
and my coworker
was
hugging me.
my
Knew
entire body
I was
like,
like
my
I
coworker was
felt
like,
this type
hey,
of
well, you're smiling and you're happy.
energy, or I don't know
can
how to
see it on
explain
your eyes
this,
because
like
something
a few days ago,
like,
my coworker was like,
you're smiling,
opening
but in your eyes,
like
I can
all
see
my
your
everything,
and all my
honestly,
emotions and
that
everything
broke my
out.
heart
And
more,
I
'cause I was like,
had to
I'm
pull
not-
over. So
If
I
you
pull
know,
over
like,
and because I was
to
crying
to hear
So I
that.
pull over and then I was
Because
just
I was
like
crying
I'm
and
smiling,
crying,
but
you know me,
and I was crying,
you can tell
and then I was
by the
very,
camera.
I felt like I had to stop,
maybe
even
like my loved ones
Quran.
and my friends,
and I felt
they
like I am
probably
now. I
knew it
believe
too,
it
but
was
like
Allah.
other
It
people
helped
away
me
from that. They pretty much probably thought I was
to
totally
heal.
fine, you know.
And it
Coworker
took
was like,
all
"You're
of this
happy, you're
pain away
smiling.
from
I'm
me.
like, what's happening?" You know.
And then,
But I didn't want
and
to tell
took all
anybody
this
what
pain
was
away from me.
happening, what was my
that
plan,
and
what I was
felt like
planning on doing, or what
I felt like I was
I
able to breathe again.
felt, or like
Like,
none of that.
if I can put it that way.
I
never
felt
told
like
anybody.
I was able to breathe
Until now.
again. Like, I took
Until
a
now.
big, deep breath.
And
So
I felt like
that
oh my
day I was
God,
like,
air was
tell
coming
somebody,
in.
tell somebody, and then there
Like,
was a client that would come in, and they were
finally,
like,
after
okay, I'm gonna
so
tell. I'm
long,
gonna,
after
so much
and I was like,
time, I
oh
felt
my God, and I would
finally
just
not tell them
I'm
that
like,
I was able
forget
to
it.
breathe, to
then the
be
next time, I'm
fine, to
going
be
to,
able
like-
to be happy,
I was
to
so- I was
actually
like,
smile
no,
because
like,
it
I
meant that I
can't,
was
like,
like
how
happy.
to
And
get-
they feel like that night I was like,
and
you know what, like
disrespecting
this
them or
is
something.
something, like you know,
This
what I
is
mean?
a
Like,
sign.
no, I
This is,
can't.
and then
It
it
was
was almost time
my
to
questions got
close.
answered.
Every
There
time I
was
was
a bunch
reading
of
the
people
Quran, I
there,
fell
and
in
like
love
with
with
it
it
more
more
and
and
more. And
now.
when I was going through all this
I need to
stuff
deal with it now.
personally, that's
then,
when
a
I
couple,
stopped.
they
with
were like what
Islam,
my parents'
like
age,
reading
probably.
more and stuff.
I was
like,
came in and I knew
this
them
is a
and I already
sign.
have talked to them
This
and
is
I already have the
something.
conversation
This
with
meant
them
something.
and
you
then
know,
with
I
that I
already
was
knew
like, you know
them.
what, I'm just they knew
That's
me and
That's it.
you know, so
Tomorrow is the day.
we were talking
Like, I'm gonna
and this
go
and
to
that,
work
and
and
then
ask
Latinas,
somebody
like, kick in
who's
and like just
Muslim
ask.
and
to
just
help me figure out how you become
I was
Muslim
like,
because I think I knew
how you become Muslim.
okay, do you see
Yeah,
my
I don't
video?
know.
It's gonna
So
be
I
awkward.
asked them.
This part is gonna be funny.
Or
So
not. I don't know.
and the next day I was like,
so
yeah,
then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna
going
do
to,
it, you know.
and I was like,
Feel
the
better.
Latinas I kick in,
I was
and I was
smiling.
like,
I
hey,
was
hey,
back
I
to
was
my
like, so I
Jessica
know
self
I have been
again.
doing some research
And
about
my
Islam,
coworker
and I wanted to know
knew
how
you
you
become Muslim.
like my coworker
or
was
what
like,
do you need to do to
oh
become
hey,
Muslim?
well, you're smiling, and you're
they both look at
happy.
me like the
I
happy
can see
face
it
I
on
have
your
seen in
eyes
my life.
because
Like a few days ago,
like, I can even
my
explain
coworker
it.
was like,
you're smiling,
smile
but in
from
your eyes I can
like
see
a
your
happy, beautiful
and
smile. I
honestly,
cannot say like
that
from
that
teeth
broke
to
my
from
heart
ear to
more,
ear because
I was like,
I'm
maybe
not
creepy,
But if
it
you
was
know,
the happiest, pure
that broke my
smile
heart
to hear that
from both of them.
And they were like,
I was
mashallah,
like, I'm smiling,
like, what,
but
like,
you know me.
how, like,
You
what
can tell
have you read the Quran
by looking at my eyes.
I was like, yes, I have.
And maybe like
my
my
loved ones and my friends
and the clients were like getting mad because
they
we have
probably
this
knew it
conversation,
too,
but
like,
and
other
also I was
people
like
away
pretending
from
like I
that,
was doing
they
something pretty much probably that I was totally fine, you know.
coworker was like, you're happy, you're smiling,
and then
like,
so
what's
the
happening, you know?
mother, but I didn't want to tell anybody what was happening.
The lady, she
what
gave
was
me her
my
number.
plan.
She was like, here,
what
you
I was
only have to do
planning
your
on doing,
shahada, but let's
or
talk
what
more about
I
this, like, outside, because there's a lot of people.
Like,
So just call me, text me, whatever.
I never
and
told you,
like, we can meet up again.
Until now.
You can tell me, like, we can meet somewhere, or you can come over to my house, or
so
we can figure out
day I was like,
something.
no, so we can talk about it.
I was like, okay.
And there was a client.
I would do
that.
that.
And I was like,
then,
okay,
so
I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna.
And I was like,
text them the next day, and I was just not tell them. I'm like,
become Muslim.
And
we
then,
can
like,
either go
like,
okay, so we just planned it.
I
Blah
was
blah blah. The
so
same week on a Friday. Before that, they
explain
like, hey, like
disrespect.
Like now I know, do wudu.
No, I can't.
And then,
but they were like,
it was almost
like,
time to close. There was a bunch of people there,
and I need to.
Like, look the best.
I need to do it right now.
I already knew I was gonna look the best. A couple,
but yeah.
so
then
were, like,
what my parents
that Sunday, January
came in,
5th.
and I knew them, and I already have talked
January
to them, and I already
5th.
have the conversation with them, and I already knew
January
them.
5th is
They
when
knew me, and
so my shahada. We were
January
talking,
5th is when I became
Muslim,
and
and the
alhamdulillah,
Latinas like kick
mashallah.
in. I'm like, just
And then
ask.
from then,
And I was just
ask.
like, Jessica journey with Islam. Can you see my
growing.
video? It's gonna be awkward.
going
This
on
part is
until
gonna be
now,
funny.
and it's gonna keep going.
Or
because
not.
Islam is
No,
like that.
and,
You keep learning about it.
and
So then I was like,
that's
okay, I'm
my
just gonna
story.
do it.
That's my story about Islam.
When I became
The
Muslim,
Latinas I kick in, and I
that's
was
pretty
like,
much my
hey,
story.
I was like,
And then
so
after
I
that,
know I
it
have
was the
been doing
part
some
where I
research
told my
about
parents
Islam,
about it,
and
the
I
part
wanted
of
to know
all
how
of that.
you become Muslim.
And, yeah,
Or what do you need to
now,
do to
and
become
then the part
Muslim?
where I told you
And
on my
then
last episode,
they
about my
both look at
hijab
me
and
like
journey
the
with
happy
my
face I have
hijab,
seen in my
and then
life.
how I love
Like,
Islam now.
Like, I
It's
can't even
about
explain
today.
it.
Today
It's
is
all about
smile
why
from
I love Islam,
a happy, beautiful smile. I can
how
feel
I
like from
found
teeth
about Islam,
to from ear to ear, because sometimes
why I make so much.
But
It was the happiest
videos
pure
and so much
podcast
smile I have
now,
seen
and how
from
I
both
make
of them.
posts
And
and
they're
all
like,
of this about
mashallah,
Islam is because of this, because I love it. I'm
like,
passionate
what do you-
about it.
how,
With that
like,
said, I don't want
what
people
do
to be like,
you-
oh,
have you
you're
read
those
the
people
Quran?
that like
Crazy
crazy
about
about
their
their
religion
religion.
and this and that.
No, no, that's not the case.
And the clients
Like,
were like,
I love my
we
religion,
having this conversation,
and I love
and
Allah,
also I was like
and
pretending
love
like
to
I was
learn
doing
about
something.
Islam. I love to help others understand about Islam. I love
about
to Islam,
and
spread
then, so
Islam the correct way.
mother,
I love to help other
the-
people acknowledge
the
it.
lady,
She gave me her
uh,
number. She
either
was
in
like, here,
Spanish
or
you only have to do
English,
your
shahada, but
and,
let's talk
like,
more,
you know,
but
about
also
this,
like outside.
with that
Because
said,
there's a lot of
I
people.
also love my culture.
So just call
I
me,
appreciate
text me
my
whatever,
culture. I
and,
will
like,
always
we can
love
meet
it.
up
I will
again.
always
You
be
can
proud
tell me,
of
like, we can meet
showing it and
somewhere,
have it with me.
or you can come
and
over
on
to
my
my
last
house,
videos,
or
you
we
can figure out
listen
something
to it. I always
so we
say,
can talk about it.
I was like,
You can
okay,
balance your religion,
I would
your
do
culture,
that,
and
and
it's
then
a
so
very
that's
hard
it,
thing
right?
as a
And
revert
then
to do, because
text them the next
sometimes
day, and I was
you
like,
will
I want
feel
to, or you will get the
become
comments
Muslim.
where
We can either
you
go, like will
okay,
be
so we
told
just planned
to
it, blah blah
not
blah. The same week
have
on
that,
a Friday,
to not do that,
to not
before that they
balance both of
explain
them,
like
to
forget
hey,
about
like,
your culture,
like
and
now I
like
know do
add
wudu,
to somebody else's culture,
or
but they
to
were like,
just
be
like,
Islam,
all of this, blah blah
and
blah.
it's not
or
like
something
that.
new, and
You always have to balance your
like,
culture and
look
your
the
religion.
best.
That is a very
Well,
hard
I already knew I was gonna
thing
look
to
the best.
do
As
as
a revert.
But yeah,
So
and maybe even
then
as
Sunday,
born Muslim
January
to like
5th,
balance religion and culture.
January 5th.
But it's possible to do that. It takes time.
January 5th,
and every day you need to work on it and not forget about it. It's the same thing as you work on your religion. It's the same thing to work on your culture, to keep it there, to keep both of them there together, hand by hand.
Jessica
and
journey
to never
with
forget
Islam,
either
keep,
of them.
so yeah,
growing
this is
and
my journey. I'm just trying
now, and it's gonna keep going
to show you I'm an example of Islam. So that's my story. That's my hijabi. I'm an example as a Muslim, Latina. I'm an example. And then after that, it was the part where I told my parents about it. I don't want to say I'm like perfect. I don't want you to think that way, because I'm not perfect.
And then the part where I told
because
you
I have my downs about my hijabs,
and my journey
I have
with
my goods and
and my bad,
and then how I love Islam.
And I always make dua to be better every single day. And today is all about
do that. I hope you guys
why
like this
I
video.
love Islam.
I hope
how
you guys
I
like
fall
this
in love with it,
podcast.
how I found about Islam,
And
in my next
why I make so much
next video is gonna be about
so much
something
podcast now
and how I make posts and all of this about Islam is because of this.
And with
because
that all said, and with me showing
and
talking to you
with that
about
said, I don't
my
want people to be like,
Islam
oh,
story
you're
and why
those
I
people
love
that
Islam.
like crazy about the religion.
I want to
no.
tell you
No, that's
to
not the
always
case.
say,
Like, I love my
Alhamdulillah for what you
religion,
have. Be grateful for
and
you have
I love
Spanish.
Allah, and I love to learn about Islam. I love to help others understand about Islam, and I hope you guys like my podcast, my episode, my new episode. I love to
and I hope you guys
other
keep
people
listening to me.
it.
Don't forget to share.
Don't forget to follow me
or English
on my social media,
comments on my social media. Don't forget
with
to
that
give
said,
the like.
I also
and
love
with
my
that
culture.
said,
I appreciate my culture. I will always love it. I will always be proud of
with
showing
Jessica.
it and have it with me. And on my last videos, you listening to it, I always say you need to balance your religion and your culture, and it's a very hard thing as a revert to do, because sometimes you will feel, or you will get the comments where you will be told to not have that, to not do that, to not balance both of them, to forget about your culture and like add to somebody else's culture, or to just be Islam. And it's not like that. You always have to balance your culture and your religion. That is a very hard thing to do as a revert, and maybe even as a born Muslim to do, to like balance religion and culture. But it's possible to do that. It takes time, and every day you need to work on it and not forget about it. It's the same thing as you work on your religion. It's the same thing to work on your culture, to keep it there, to keep both them there together, hand by hand, and to never forget either of them. So yeah, this is my journey. I'm just trying to show you I'm an example of Islam. I'm an example of a hijabi. I'm an example as a Muslim Latina. I am an example of how, and I don't want to say I'm like perfect. I don't want you to think that way, because I'm not perfect, because I have my downs and ups. I have my goods and my bad. And I always make dua to be better every single day, and everybody should do that. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like this podcast. In my next video is gonna be about something totally different, possible, about Islam. And with that all said, and with me showing and talking to you about my Islam story and why I love Islam, I want to tell you to always say Alhamdulillah for what you have. Be grateful for you have. Spanish. Dale a Dios por lo que tú tienes. And I hope you guys like my podcast, my new episode. And I hope you guys keep listening to me. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. Comments on my social media. Don't forget to give the like. And with that said, I hope you guys like this video and this episode on my podcast with Jessica. Assalamualaikum, mi gente hermosa.